prompt. Okay. Any prompts that you have been writing randomly? Come on, any prompts? Anything, whatever, doesn't matter. What do you do? I just want to listen to that. Yeah, anyone? You, ma'am? Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah.
Right objectives, aim, and methodology for the report of the activity.
Right. You said write a particular methodology, the objectives, so on and so forth. Anyone else? Yeah, yes, ma'am.
So I work with LLMs and biases and prejudices in LLMs when it comes to creative as well as ideology. So my prompt would be like write a short story between 750 and 1200 words that deals with the coming of age for someone in an urban context. So I've been gathering data on this. This is part of my research.
And what you said is a part of what we are going to learn today. So, if you could just repeat that. Write
a short story.
Write a short story. Now, if you would have, I didn't get your name.
Susan.
Susan. Now, if Susan would have just said, write a short story. What is a short story? A short story can be this or this. But being very specific. So, specificity is very important in prompts. Not more than how many words? 1200 words. See, specificity. This was the example I was mentioning in the previous session, and I always mention this because this is real time and also it's related to food, which we all understand, which is why all my references, metaphors, analogies will all be related to food because that is something we all understand. So, born and brought up in Bombay, as we mentioned, 20 years ago I relocated to Bangalore. Now, Bombay food generally they understand, and it's not very spicy in restaurant unless you ask for it, like veg kolhapuri will be spicy. Bombay is kind of okay managed. I have a severe issue with spices. I can't tolerate spices at all. So I go to a restaurant and I said, less spice. When I get the dish which is served, I can't just, I'm like, oh my God, it is so spicy. And I said, I told you, I don't want spices. Sir, less spice. I said, this is less spice? Yeah, less spice. Then I realized my mistake. There was no AI, I'm talking of 20 years ago. There was no AI. But I realized the importance of specificity 20 years ago. Where then I said, when I say less spice, short story, it means nothing. Short to you could be this, short to me could be this. Then I realized something. What happens? I will tell him no spices. Now there is no ambiguity. It's either there are spices or no spices. Good enough. I'm better with no spices. You see? And this exactly is what it works even in prompting. Being specific. Write a short note. Less than 1200 words. Within 1200 words. Specificity. Brilliant. That is exactly what we will be doing today. Okay? So, red and green. Then there will be boxes with blue borders. And that is what is for you for hands-on. I understand there are no laptops. You're getting the document. When you have it, just play with it. The best way to learn something is to play with it. Kids learn that way. Okay? And last is navy boxes, which talks about what you will take away from the session, today's session. So today's document, likewise, there will be 4 other documents, but let's focus on day 1, non-tech. So the objectives we talk about is what makes a prompt strong or weak. Pencil, we all know. We all have grown up using pencils. There's a difference. A blunt pencil versus a sharp. We keep sharpening a pencil. Why? Output is better. We like it. We like the output. Do we not know writing? We know writing. But why do we keep sharpening? And that is point number 1. It is when you write a prompt, you will get a response. no doubt about it. But the sharper response. People want something which is sharp. If I'm wearing glasses and it's hazy, obviously I don't like it. So sharpness is what we will learn today. You know how to write prompts. I'm not reinventing that, but we will use techniques to make it sharper. Okay? Number 2, there is a 5, what we say, element framework. When you read beyond my session, they will tell you 200 different things. I'm not saying they're wrong, absolutely. So instead of apply the 5 element framework, it can be applied the 200 element framework. But when you apply the 200 element framework, you forgot why are you writing the prompt in the first place. You get so tired with it. So what I thought through in the last 4-5 years that I have been doing it, AI, day in and day out, I said 200 is good, but less is more. What are the most important things that we need to do? Right? Your friends, how many friends can you say you without talking to them, you can say this is their number? Maybe numbers we don't remember. Their date of birth, the children, kids' names. You may have Facebook. I don't know how many still use Facebook, and assuming some point of time we had 2,000 friends, 3,000. Would we even know who they are? No. But think about personal lives. Your closest friends, their family, kids' names, kids studying. How many of them? 5, 4, 3? Which is why I compress this entire thing into just 5 prompts, 5 elements, not prompts. Right? This is the second part. You will write, not for now, but once you're back home, tomorrow, whenever you get time, all you have to do is just go through this document and just copy paste. I've literally been doing a lot of spoon feeding. So I've given you a prompt which is an average prompt versus a prompt which has got a good amount of context within it. Please do not by heart it. We know it doesn't work. Try to understand the concept behind it. Once the concept is fine, you're good to go. And how much time does this take? 1 day. Not even 1 day. Read through and understand, why am I writing this prompt? What is the basis? Right? And last is, begin an annotated personal prompt journal that will grow. So keep saying, how did I make this better? One more important thing, as I say, specifics, as you say. When you write a prompt, by far and large, the prompt would be pretty much large. Because we as human beings keep talking, which is why we also keep writing a lot. Do I need to write so much? Again, remember, the concept here is less is more. Always remember that. Right? Now, say for example, I use a word. Somebody, he's very, very handsome. She is very, very, very beautiful. Doesn't make sense. Am I communicating it more? No. The moment I say she is beautiful or he is handsome, that's it. You got the message? By adding 2 more things like very, very, it's not adding it. So the idea is, when you write a prompt like that, it will give you a response. But there is a far more complexity behind the scenes which is happening, which is not required. Writing too much adds to the load, which we will not do today. There are something like tokens, etc. Very simple. Don't get confused. These, when I give you examples, you say, okay, right? So we will be doing things day after tomorrow in terms of, day after tomorrow, or maybe on Thursday, things in terms of technical words, tokens, context window. And right now you might be, oh my, it's so complex. Trust me, my guarantee. When I explain this to you in normal terms, you'll say, okay. Okay? So don't worry about the technical words over here. Just ignore them. Okay? Good. Right? We just move from here. A weak prompt. write a lesson plan on communication skills. Do you remember the example I gave the other day, Saturday? This is exactly the same as I would like to have a coffee. Will it give you a lesson plan? Yes. Will it give you a coffee? Yes. Will the coffee be to your taste? No. So what do? You add context. What was the context we add? Hot, strong, a constraint. I do not want this. We add constraints, right? Short, this thing, within 1200 words is a constraint. You cannot. So you may have a Ferrari, but you cannot drive more than 100 kilometers per hour. That's a constraint. See, we have it on our roads, highways. We have speed limits, right? What is that? AI constraints are just exactly that. Highways will have speeding 100, 60, whatever. You cannot go beyond that. That's a constraint. See, real life, we are using all these things. We have speed breakers, constraints. There is a bigger constraint which all Indian roads have, whether we like it or not, potholes. Ahmedabad guys may not know, right? Potholes? You all know potholes?
Yes, we're full of fun.
No, for those who don't know, come to Bangalore. Most welcome, right? So Bangalore is only potholes, by the way. There's no road. Yeah, IT capital, whatever we might say, there are no roads. That is it. Yeah, and they are obsessed with speed breakers also, by the way. So where do you put a speed breaker? On the side road. Bangalore is so obsessed, they'll put speed breakers on the main road, right? So that is the way. And people from the side roads, they come full speed. So I have to stop. Well, I mean, they are brilliance, you see. I mean, so I love their brilliance. Well, okay, so much less spoken about Bangalore, the better. All those who think Bangalore is wow, well, anything but that. Which is why I don't step out of my house at all in Bangalore. Okay, now instead of just say write a lesson plan, okay, when I talk about a lesson plan, what do you understand? Let's break it down. Okay, lesson plan can be for whom? Let's talk about age. Which age? Lesson plan can be for which age? Age or standard? It's a range. Lesson plans are for kids for 1 year also, for your also age. Lesson plan can be for somebody who is in science or mathematics or computers, architecture, civil. Lesson plan is a lesson plan. So does it tell us what or whom is this lesson plan for? No. It doesn't tell you what is the grade or standard of the student, right? It doesn't tell you the format of the lesson plan. What do you want to achieve in this lesson plan? You don't know. Nothing. So which is why, what do? We start with, you are an experienced faculty member. Okay. Now, think about it. This is the example I give. Assuming any one of you, or anyone who sings, tell me that. I'm not going to make you sing. That's a promise. Anyone who sings over here? Important? Hey, come on, big group. You sing. Okay. You sing in which playback singer's voice? Any?
I like Arjit Singh, but I sing in my voice.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You like Arijit Singh. You sing in your voice, but given an option, you would want to imitate. Correct? Here is a challenge where you cannot sing in Arjit Singh's voice, but given an option, you would. So somebody says, I sing very well, I sing like Asha Bhosle, Lata Mangeshkar, etc. Correct? Is that correct? Okay. Now, assuming for you, I didn't get your name? Arsh. So Arsh, for assuming you sang exactly like Arjit Singh, would you, for the entire day or through your life, also speak like Arjit Singh? No. Is that correct? Good. So what happens? During that moment, we'll say, hey, Arsh, come on. एक अरिजीत सिंह का सॉन्ग हो जाए, during that time you will alter your vocal cords to make them sing, or the voice should be like Arijit Singh during that moment. So what are you doing? You're acting like Arijit Singh. So you get an output which is like Arijit Singh, but it's not always. Now this is the context I'm setting. When you say write a lesson plan, I can write a lesson plan. What knowledge do I have as an IT and consulting sales background in lesson plans? But I can write a lesson plan. On a mark of say 0 to 10, 1 being low, 0 to 10, 10 being high, where will I be in writing lesson plans? 0 or 1 or 2 maybe, right? For y'all who are writing lesson plans, you will be on a scale of maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe. This is the difference. So if you now tell AI, write a lesson plan, it doesn't know at what level should you write a plan. Should it write a lesson plan like Aman or like Arsh? Arsh is like, right, there in writing lesson plans. So what do I say? The exact example like Arijit Singh, I want you to act like Arijit Singh, act like or sing like. I want you to act like a faculty member in business communication. You're not just any faculty member. You are a faculty member specifically specializing in Arijit Singh's voice, business communication, right? One. You can also add to it. You have been writing lesson plans for 20 years. Your lesson plans are the best lesson plans anywhere in the university. You can just add it to it. Okay? Now I'll give you an example. This is actually what you can try. Let me give you an example. Tell me how to bake a cake. Tell me how to write an email. Simple? Okay. Now what do we do? Here is a simple classic way to bake a cake. Ingredients, instructions. Good? Okay. Act like a celebrity master chef who bakes the best cakes in the world. Your cakes are so brilliant that they sell like hot potatoes. You have been writing books on baking the best cakes in the world, and these books also sell immediately. You have a knack of writing. Now, tell me, how do you bake a cake? So, what have I said? It didn't pick up everything.